Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to complete a bracket challenge to determine the weirdest Phil Kollin tweet. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Evan Van Scoik, Heidi Fosnot, and Katie Joyce.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey,
I'll say this: this is not authorized by Phil. We have not asked his permission to do this. He's throwing it out there to the world. He's throwing it out there to the world. So we're just we're going to judge this for him. So we'll see what when we think it's truly witty, because he does promote himself as being. I share the witty things on Twitter and beautiful pictures on Instagram. So we'll see how witty we really think he is, and we're going to come up with his best one. So we'll get to that though after the break. For right now. Beka said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Beka?
So this has happened at the distillery more than once, and I want to know who you guys would call about this if you're going to call someone.
Ghostbusters.
My question is, yes, Ghostbusters would make the most sense. So if you were trying to find allocated, hard to find bottles, who would you guys call?
Ghostbusters.
Allocated, hard to find. Yeah, probably Ghostbusters.
I've got 3 people that I would probably call.
Is there people or are there businesses that you would call?
No, there's definitely people.
Okay.
So never call a business.
Well, I do have businesses I will look at, like certain websites. So I'm totally blanking on their name right now, but there is a company in the UK that I order from somewhat regularly.
Oh, Whiskey Exchange?
That might be it. I will double check here to make sure.
I like them. I like Whiskey Exchange. I've ordered stuff from them before. They're good. Yes, you can get some rare things from there. I guess that's probably my answer. I don't really have a connection to any stores. I get no favors at any places or anything. I don't.
I'll expand about why I'm asking this. I'm asking this because on more than one occasion at this point, and luckily, I've been one that has answered the phone for the distillery, where people have called and they have asked. The first one was they called and asked if we had Pappy Van Winkle.
Sure, you carry that, don't you?
And I said,
last time I checked, you did.
We have it in stock.
Yeah, and I go,
you have 2-year-old Van Winkle.
We don't carry that. And they go, well,
why
then
not?
Where do I get it? And I was like, I don't know why you called us.
Wow.
Like, well, you just were the first one that came to mind to call.
Sure.
And then another one called and they asked for Elmer T. Lee. And these people have been to the distillery before. And they asked if we carried it. And I'm like, no, we don't.
It sounds like they don't even understand anything about the business. What a distillery is.
Right?
Did you carry Paul Van Neely?
Yeah, and they said
Not a copyright issue at all.
One of them said that we were the first thing that popped up when they searched where to find these things, which is great. If we're popping up when you're searching for Pappy Van Winkle,
I'm sure. Yeah.
Fantastic. Come and see us. We won't sell it to you because we don't have it.
Do you have wheat bourbons? Oh, we did bourbons. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just kind of interesting that and it's not just been the two. There's been other ones as well where people have called us, a family distillery, trying to find allocated products, and then they ask me when I tell them that we don't no, we don't have that. They go, well, who do I call?
Yeah.
And I just tell them, I don't know, call Buffalo Trace.
Look how aggravating it is for you. Imagine working for a liquor store when they get these calls all the time.
God, yes.
Yeah. I mean, you get a couple just random, totally out there calls, which are clearly
Ghostbusters.
They're all off the beaten path. But imagine getting these calls all the time. Do you have Pappy? Can I buy Pappy? Where's the Pappy? When are you getting your Pappy in? Especially when they know that the Pappy's coming out. Did you get your Pappy in? Where's the Pappy? Oh,
I bet that is absolutely mind numbing, but it's still just, I don't know why, and none of these people that called us sounded old. Like if it was someone that sounded old, I would at least maybe be more understanding. But it sounded like younger people calling us. Is that weird?
Yeah,
No.
that's weird.
I don't think it is.
I think it's weird that they're calling you guys as a distillery.
Here's why it's not weird. It's not weird at all because people who know anything about bourbon are trying to buy gifts for people or whatever it is, or they're having a party and they want to have a special bourbon. The only thing they know is the name Pappy. That's all they know. They don't know exactly how it works. They don't know that it's one brand versus another. They don't know anything about the industry, but they want. That's when I was in that bicycle thing, and I'm doing a whole presentation about bourbon. And if they get the answer to the questions, the presentation had nothing to do with bourbon. Where do you get Pappy? How much is a bottle of Pappy worth? Every question was Pappy because that's what people know who don't know anything about bourbon. And the fact that then they're trying to find it, they don't know where to turn. They don't know anything about the industry. That's why it's not weird.
Find it interesting. Pappy didn't surprise me. The Elmer T. Lee one, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, no,
Doesn't Elmer works there, right?
Elmer T. Earl.
To me, that one is weirder. Yeah.
That one was weirder than the Pappy calls we've had.
Right.
It just was.
But it makes no sense. I agree with Katie and with Heidi, what they're saying. I agree. It makes no sense. They shouldn't call you. But again, they just don't have any understanding at all of the industry.
And I understand that part of it. It's just, it's just so strange that that's a phone call that we get more than once.
Yeah.
Of people trying to find things like that and calling Neely Family Distillery about a product like that. It just seems really strange. But also then I kind of felt at a loss to these people that have called because they go, well, where do I find it? And I'm like,
right.
Shit, I don't know where I have no idea where I would tell you to call the distillery. Like in my head, I'm like,
the best way to explain it is you just called Pepsi and you're asking where you can find Coca-Cola at. Would Pepsi headquarters know where you find Coke? Probably not. Or do they care? No, we don't. Yeah. So yeah, it's the same type of thing.
I want to know if you guys thought it was as weird as I did, and also if you guys had any hookups on who I should tell them to call.
No.
I did remember the website. It Must Have Malts is the website that I've used quite a few times to get some things that are harder to find.
Yeah. Because they do get them across the pond, and sometimes it's not. There's the demand isn't there, so you can buy them for a little bit of a premium of cost, but it's not bad.
Yeah, and you can carpool or go in with people to save on shipping too. But it is sad that I'm like, where's the easier place to find harder to find bourbon that's made
Jolly
here in the
old
US?
England.
The UK actually has a great website.
Yeah. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. I'm going to go first because I have Screw Top, but I don't have much here. I'm going to finish this off. This isn't the last show, but I think there's going to be a maybe I should save that for last show. This does look like
drink it now.
It's only 100 proof. It's bonded benchmark. That's like nothing. That's like water. So I'll do a last show pour on a non-last show. Let's see.
I love that bourbon people see something at 100 proof and we're like, oh, that's weak.
That's weak. So it ended up being a pretty good sized pour, but I'll get through this show. It's 100 proof. That's an easy drinker. So all right, Katie, what do you got?
I have some Junction 35.
Okay.
Oh God! Oh, the top. The wood came off the top of the cork. I was like, what is this?
Can you still grab the cork?
We're going to find out. I might. Oh gosh. Yeah, I can get it.
Okay. That's our lead. That was actually not horrible. So that's our lead. So Katie's got she did bump the mic there, if you heard. Yeah. I don't know what happens to Heidi. It's like every once in a while it goes to holiday lights only. Oh, what happens?
Lights are on a timer.
The lights go on. I guess the lights are on a timer.
Motion
The lights
sensor.
are on a timer in the garage.
You need a broom to like wave around so you can
Yeah,
get.
you need something. All right. Heidi, we'll have you go next because we know you got light right now, and that could not be the case a couple minutes from now.
I'm drinking the Jefferson Straight Rye finished in the cognac cask.
Okay, nice. Looks like once again a new bottle. Two new bottles already. Here's our third one of the night.
The last one was not a new bottle.
It was brand new first
No.
opening.
No, it wasn't.
Well, yeah, that's after you drank out of it for the show. Yeah.
Oh,
I know it's not new now.
okay.
Yeah. All right, let's see what you got. That was bad. I don't know what I heard there. It sounded like it was hitting the desk or something. I don't
Sounded
know
like
what I-
lips,
It was
like
just-
a.
I couldn't get it out.
Yeah. I don't.
It was stuck.
I'm going to say Katie's still got the lead there. So Beka, you're next.
So I've got this bottle that was dropped off to us from another Neely who actually brought us an entire Neely history book.
That's cool.
He lives in Washington, but this is Woodinville. This is a straight bourbon whiskey. They're out of Washington State. They've got a fantastic, beautiful bottle, corks, everything about it's just, you guys can see it.
Good stuff.
That's
Okay.
nice
Oh, yeah.
looking.
Full
That's
size.
good stuff.
Woodinville seems to be picking up steam recently. I've noticed. I don't know
Say-
why.
I feel like I've seen some posts about it lately.
Yeah,
They
I
have
have
really
too.
great. They have a really good port.
I still have
Yeah, and they've been around a long time, but it just seems like all of a sudden they're catching on now for some
They,
reason. I don't know.
they broke ground in 2010, so they've been
Yeah.
around for a while. But I have not tasted it yet. So let's see what they're all about.
Oh, that was
Ooh.
good. It looks like there's some droppage there at the end, but good enough to take the lead. I don't know what happened
Like
there.
a
She probably
birthday.
almost lost that whole bottle. It was close. There was things
You
going
can
on.
still hear me?
Yeah. Would the microphone fall over? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it fell into the ground.
Okay. Yeah. So you got the lead there. Evan, you're last one to go. What do you got?
All right, so I've got Maker's Mark, the toasty caramel pound cake
Okay.
from this past year.
From Schnucks.
Yeah, from Schnucks.
All right. Okay. That was good. It was solid. Not as good as Beka, though. She clearly won that. So congrats to Beka. You win. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Ding.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be the weirdest Phil Kollin tweet time. We'll do a bracket challenge to determine what is the weirdest one. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and I'm excited to announce a brand new partnership with Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Many of you have perhaps heard of Leatherwood via our co-host on the Bourbon Daily, Kaylee Baker, who works there. Well, they're now an official sponsor of the network, and we look forward to everyone getting to know a little bit more about them. Company founder Andrew Lang brought his brewing and distilling hobby with him during his years of service as a Green Beret in the United States Army. Whether he was at his home base of Fort Campbell or during tours of duty in places like Italy or Afghanistan, Lang distilled whatever was available to him locally. We are excited about getting to know Andrew Lang and his team better via our programming and are planning a trip down there for the ABV Network crew very soon. In the meantime, check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com, where they will ship bottles directly to you, including their special Remembering 9/11 series, which is raising money for military charities. Seriously, get out there, buy some bottles, help a good cause, and let us know what you think. We're really excited about this partnership. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking Big Bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show. All right, great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. We'll be mailing again, once again. Take care, everybody. See ya.
Happy Festivus. Bye, guys.
Happy Festivus.
Cheers.
Yeah, happy Festivus.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're going to figure out the weirdest tweet from Phil Kollin.
Yes, we are. So here's what we've got here. I made Evan the co-host. If there's one that you feel that you need to see, some of them I think the words speak for themselves. Others you may need to see the tweet itself. He can pull those up. It doesn't help the at-home audience, but it could help you in making your decision here. First one is a photo of a guy in a kilt, and Phil announces that it basically inspired him to buy a kilt. So there you go. For some reason, Evan's put up the. Okay, maybe it's
We're
coming
going
up.
to see everything.
We're going to see everything.
I feel like we're in a corporate meeting now. This is fantastic.
Yeah. So this will add about, this show is going to be about 3.5 hours as Evan scrolls through these individually. They're not in any sort of order because they're just random order, of course. I don't think this is a good idea as we thought it was going to be, unless we want a really long show of listening to us scrolling, or I have to go through and edit heavily, which I won't. So yeah, I think we're going to scrap this. Keep the feet one so they can see that. I'm going to keep going. Number 2. Wants a bottle of Old Dominique's All the Cookies Bourbon because he loves the name. So he likes the name. All Cookies Bourbon has to have a bottle of it. Number 3, he's heading to Drakesboro, Kentucky to see Coal Pick Distillery. So he announced that there's a new distillery called Coal Pick Distillery, and he's got to go there. All right, next one is the spaghetti one. So he needs to drink a bunch of wine to eat a plate of spaghetti with feet in it. So there it is. I guess that's chicken. I don't know what that actually is, but it does look like human feet, and it shows it with some wine there, a glass of wine, and he's like he's going to have to drink.
The person's feet is through the table.
It's also
That's
barefoot wine, which is hilarious.
So it's a mock on barefoot wine. So that's that lady's feet there. Those are large feet for the size woman that is there.
No, I think this is a Halloween type setup or something.
Yes.
Like
it's
I think it's
I don't know what
made
it
out of
is.
bologna, but it's a body next. I don't know if it's a real body or a prop.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, but I don't think that goes through the table either. But yeah, I think it's bologna or something like that, or chicken.
Oh, no, it's bolognese, not bologna.
Oh, yeah, I just put the two together.
I don't know what we're talking about here. And let's keep going. Again, we're getting very visual to an audience that doesn't get to see any of that. So there's feet and spaghetti. Again, I don't think it's funny at all, but could it be weird? Maybe. Next up is a photo of geisha type sandals that inspired him to seek yet another trip to Japan. So apparently Phil goes to Japan quite a bit. And that photo in his personal library made him miss the fact there. Next one, he announced that I guess an old birthday balloon, 2 months old of Mylar, is now deflating. So he's going to have to work on that. After that, we've got a bowling trophy mini bar that he saw in like an antique store and decided to go back for it, but then it wasn't available. So here he shows it, and then
So cool.
yeah, it's actually really cool. It's yeah, you pull it, and there you go. There's a little mini bar inside of what it's like a full-size bowling ball. And the last one is Colonel Sanders meets Alice Cooper. So he thought that just sharing a weird photo of that meeting. So there it is. There's Colonel Sanders meets Alice Cooper. Very young Alice Cooper there, by the way. That's obviously a very, very old photo. 74, it looks like. All right. Here's how they're going to match up. All the cookies, which is the bourbon that he had to have after he saw that from Old Dominique. We'll take on that photo there. Colonel Sanders meets Alice Cooper. Then the next one of a guy in a photo in a kilt makes him want to buy a kilt. And then the bowling trophy mini bar. Those are the two. The kilt and the mini bar will go against one another. Next up is the sandals versus the new Coal Pick Distillery. The fact that he wants to visit that versus the sandals inspire him to go to Japan. And finally, an old Mylar balloon is deflated, takes on a bunch of feet and spaghetti. So which is the weirdest? We're looking for the weirdest here. It looks like a 7-year-old birthday party balloon and is gently dying right by a window. So it's still inflated.
I think that Evan doing this is actually helpful. Can we have Evan read the tweets exactly before we vote on them?
Yes.
Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Because let's
wrap this show up. This is this show doesn't work.
I don't
You're
understand.
doing a daily show. Sometimes you try shit, it doesn't work. This is clearly not working.
No, I'm so excited.
We just need to read the actual.
Oh my
tweet.
God, it's so long.
I'll pretend I'm Phil. That's fine.
We just have to read the
go
actual
ahead.
tweets, Steve.
Go
If we don't know
fucking
the
ahead.
tweets.
Audience, thank you for tuning in. My name's Steve Akeley. You can find me at steveakeley.com.
No.
I've got a
We are
website.
loving this. No,
And please
stop
just
it.
sign off. Don't listen to the rest of the show. This is going terribly wrong. abvnetwork.com. Check us out. Everything
No,
that do.
we need you to whatever you're doing. Stop what you're doing.
Oh
if you're
my
driving,
God.
pull over on the
This
side of
is
the
an
road. Stop.
audio show. Now
We
we're
need you
reading.
to pull
We
up
can
in
still
Twitter.
read the tweets.
And then he's got to scroll through them all. Oh,
No,
my
no,
God.
I figured it out.
This is terrible.
No, it's Derby City Phil. So you just search at Derby City Phil and you put a space and you put the keyword of what you're looking for. And I have to say, I was very nervous when it got to the point of having to type in Derby City Phil feet because
Right.
spaghetti didn't pull it up.
Oh, I don't want to do this. I'm running the show. It is my
You
job. to run
created the show, Steve. You got to deal
This
with what
show
you created.
sucks. Go ahead.
We need to know what these actually say. If we don't know what they actually say, then how can we actually give proper?
That's why I say we should just end the show right now. And
We
we'll
can do
go on to
that.
the next one. Yeah. All right. I think the feet one wins, and we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Evan, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Evan Van Scoik, or Instagram, Wit Wisdom Whiskey.
All right, Heidi, how about you? Where can people find you?
Scrolling through Phil Collins' Twitter page after we get off this call, or you can find me on Instagram, Heller_BarrelBabe, or on Facebook as Heidi Topol Eller. Can we just pull the one up with him on a kilt with the kilt?
I'm trying to find it.
Phil's not in a
See,
kilt.
this is
it's
the
somebody else
problem.
with a kilt.
Yeah, this is what it would be. He's trying to find it.
Well, I found everything except for like the kill.
Maybe he deleted that one too. We don't know. Again, this was a moment in time. I looked
Just
at them.
go to search Twitter there, type in his name, type in a space, and then the word kilt. You'll find it. It's easy.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys see why I'm ending this show right now. There's the guy in the
There you
kilt. There it is.
Oh, okay.
That's inspired him.
So
I
I've
really
got
dig
them-
this
I've got
photo.
them all.
Also, I need to procure a kilt. I think
I
what I
think that's
said
true.
was exactly that. I mean,
It was, yeah.
It said that. That's.
I feel like your summaries were excellent. I mean,
They were. It was good. As I outlined the show, it was great. It just went to shit.
if you had any kind of participating guests here, co-hosts who are willing to go along with it rather than
Right.
derailing.
Or if we were on YouTube, this would probably be fine if we're a YouTube show. We're not. We're audio only, so it just does not work.
Well,
I just tried to
didn't
help.
think I thought, Evan, I think you did great.
You did great.
You did.
Evan, you did good.
Thank you, Evan.
I appreciate it because honestly, I wanted to see what the hell we're talking about. So
Well, that's.
if I don't know, I can't give an accurate.
Well, you just saw it, and it's exactly what I said. I don't know how it could be more accurate.
It's not as funny when you say it, Steve. You're not a comedian.
But the audience also is not going to be able to see the tweet, so that's what we
Yeah,
have to
but
remember. It's
you
not
need
for
people
it's
to
not
be
for the
able to
five of
just-
us here. It's for
Yeah,
the
you
it's for
still
the
need people to be able to
60,000 people that
describe
we
what we're
have.
talking about, though, Steve. If we can't see what it is that we're talking about, then we can't actually judge it because we have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then we looked it up, and it was exactly as I described it. All right, Katie, how about you? Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me looking at the several posts of Colonel Sanders and Alice Cooper because there were many of them. Also, there were several deflated Mylar balloon posts as well. So those are not
Just
Phil.
by Phil or other? Oh, really?
by Phil.
This
Yes,
is
he
a
has
thing with
several of
Phil,
them.
apparently.
There's a
Okay.
birthday one and there's one of a Kentucky Derby something. But anyways, you can find me on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right, Miss Beka Sue, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Ms. Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to not hate us.
I think they should be thanking me.
Sometimes.
Yeah. We salvaged it. I think this is good radio. This is good.
I'd also like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review, or at least a 4-star review, something at least.
5 stars, please.
Helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today.
No, don't even say great job.
Maybe need to update that a little bit in the notes. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Give us a chance tomorrow. We're going to be better. We swear. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.